Dear student, today we shall start a new topic, queuing theory or waiting line models. You all must have seen waiting lines or queues, or you all must have joined queues or waiting lines at several places at several occasions, like in the shopping malls, at railway reservation counters, airports, immigration counters, cinema ticket windows, and also in your college fee counter. Now, this formation of waiting line or queue is a very common phenomena, especially in a country like India. It's very common, and it occurs whenever the current demand for any service exceeds the current capacity to provide that service. So, like whenever, suppose take example of your fee counter. If there is only one window and the number of people who want to submit their fee exceeds more than one, so definitely there will be a queue, there will be a waiting line. The counter can cater to only one person at a time. So uh, they can serve only one person, whereas there is a demand of five persons. There are five persons, those who want to submit their fees. So definitely, naturally, they will have to form a queue. So the queue is formed when there is when the demand exceeds the service. Now, let us understand some of the basics of queuing theory. So, a queuing theory or waiting line model, it involves the mathematical study of queues or waiting lines. Now, what is a queue? A group of items or persons waiting to receive service is known as waiting line or queue. A group of persons or items waiting to receive service is known as waiting line or queue. The person waiting in a queue or receiving the service is called the customer. Now, this is very important. The person waiting in a queue or receiving the service is called the customer, and the person by whom he is receiving the service or being served is called the server. So when you are submitting the fee on the fee counter, the person sitting at the counter is server, and you standing in the queue and your friends standing in the queue are the customers. Now what happens in a basic queue process or queuing system? It is a process in which the customers arrive for service at a service counter or server. They wait for their turn in the queue if the server is busy in the service of other customer, and are served when the server gets free. Finally, the customer leaves the system as soon as he is served. So when you go to this fee counter, you will have to wait if the server is busy providing service to somebody else, and you will be waiting till the server becomes free, and then it will serve you. You will get served, and then after getting served you will leave the counter and you will leave the system. The customer, you as a customer, will wait for your turn if the server is busy, and as soon as the server becomes free, it will provide you service and your turn comes. You reach to the counter, and then you will receive the service, and after you have received the service you will leave the service, the system. Now it may happen that the customer arriving for service may form one queue or line and be serviced through only one server. Like in the case of a doctor, if there is a doctor, the patients, they come and there is one single queue, and they will get served by the doctor, or the doctor will uh, see the patients and provide prescriptions to them. So here there is a single server model, and uh, there is only one queue. Now there could be Another example where they may form one queue and be serviced through several servers. It may also happen that there is one single queue, but the servers are many. There are many servers. Like in case of the immigration counter, all those students who have visited Malaysia, they can recall that when they were at the immigration counter at that time, um, there was only one queue and there were several counters. So uh, you used to go to the counter which becomes free, and prior to that you all were standing in a single queue. The other example could be that there are many servers and there are many dedicated queues or waiting lines, as you can see in the uh, supermarkets or shopping malls like Big Bazaar. There you find that there are many counters, and the customers, those counters have dedicated queues or waiting lines, and customers join those queues. So these are the different ways in which they can form the queue. Now let us understand the different characteristics of a queuing model. The first characteristic of a queuing model is defined in terms of the input or arrival pattern. The input describes the pattern in which the customers arrive for service. The pattern in which the customers arrive at a particular service point. So here we assume that the arrival of the customers follow a particular distribution. In this case, we assume that they follow Poisson distribution, and Poisson distribution means they come randomly. The customers can come randomly, and this Poisson distribution, it has a mean of lambda per hour. So mean arrival rate of the Poisson distribution is lambda per hour. We assume that there are lambda persons or lambda items arriving in the system per hour. So if the value of this lambda is 8, so it means at a steady state in a queue there will be 8 arrivals per hour. So it does not mean that uh, in the queue exactly 8 persons are arriving in an hour. This is an average over a long period of time. This is the average arrival rate, mean arrival rate. On an average, there are 8 persons arriving to the queue in an hour. The second characteristics of the queuing model is the queue or line. Now the units requiring service enter queuing system on their arrival and join a queue. There could be 4 different categories in which we can categorize these queue. This queue. The first is infinite queue length, second is finite queue length, then finite population model and infinite population model. Now what is infinite queue length? There is no restriction on the number of people who can come and join the queue. In such kind of a queue length is called infinite queue length. For example, if in a reservation counter, suppose there are already 10 people in the line, and the 11th person come, 12th person come, 13th person come, they all can join the line, and this can go on and on. So there is no restriction on the people who can join the queue. So such a line is called infinite queue length, because there is no restriction on the people or number of people who can join the queue. So theoretically, if we think, then the length of such a line can be infinite, and therefore we call it a infinite queue length. Now the second type is finite queue length. In a finite queue model, the queue length is restricted to a certain number, and beyond this number, if any item or any person arrives in the system for service, they do not join the system. Now, for example, suppose you go to a service center for getting your bike serviced, and at this service center there is only one mechanic who can service only 10 bikes in a day. Now, if you go there and there are less than 10 bikes in the system already before your arrival, then what will happen? You can also join the queue. But if suppose there are already 10 people or 10 bikes in the system and you arrive as a 11th person, 11th, your bike is the 11th bike, then you will not join the queue and you will return back without getting your bike serviced. So the queue length is restricted to 10 bikes only. So this is an example of finite queue length. Then we have the infinite population model and finite population model. Now recall our last two examples. The first example was that of a reservation counter and the second example was that of a service center where the bikes are serviced. In both these cases, the they were example of single server. The first was single server, finite, infinite queue length, and infinite population model. Where as the second was single server, finite queue length, and infinite population model. Both of them were infinite population model. Why they were infinite population model? Because anybody from the population can come and join the reservation counter. Anyone who wishes to buy a ticket can come and join the reservation counter. Whereas in case of a bike, anybody who is having bike from the population of all the bikes, any bike can come and be part of this queue at the service center. So the population was infinite. Here, the first was example of infinite queue length, single server, and infinite population model. The second was example of single server, finite queue length, and infinite population model. Now, what is finite population model then? For to understand this, take the example. Suppose you live in a society, and in that society there are 50 flats, and this society have a dedicated electrician. This electrician attends to the electrical faults or complaints which happen in those 50 flats. He gets complaints only from these 50 flats and he attends to them. Now, this fault, whenever there is a fault, it is like a arrival of a customer, and this electrician is like a server. So he can get the customers only from a finite population of 50 flats in the society. So this population is a finite population. The members in the population are finite. Only the 50 flats, they are part of the population. So whenever this population is defined is a finite number, then we can say that it is a finite population model. So once again, let us recall what we have understood. Infinite queue length means when anybody can join the line. Finite queue length means there is a restriction on the number of people who can join. Here there was no restriction on the number of people who can join the line. Here there is a restriction on the number of people who can join the line. In finite population model, the customers They come from a finite population, defined population. Whereas in infinite population model, the customer, there anybody from the population can be part of the queue, and this population is infinite. Example I have already given to you. Now, the third characteristic is service discipline or queue discipline. The service discipline refers to the manner in which the members in the queue are chosen for service. Generally, we select the customers to be serviced on these bases. The first basis is first come, first serve. The customers who are coming first are serviced first. This is also called as FIFO, FIFO, first in, first out. Then the second type is last in, first out. Normally, this is used when we are dealing with non-human, non-living items, like the items which are coming in a warehouse. So the item coming last is being delivered first, or like that. So whenever we are dealing with human beings, normally the pattern used is first come, first serve. Those who are coming in the line first, they are being served first. So this is the queue discipline or service discipline. Now there could be other queue disciplines also, like serviced in random order, which is also called as SIRO, SIRO, service in random order. Here there's no particular order, but randomly we can pick the customers to be served. Also there is serviced in a preferred order. In this case, like take example of the hospital where emergency cases are attended on a preferential basis. So we give preference to some of the customers based on some criteria. But for our purpose, we are basically interested in first come, first serve basis. Then comes the service mechanism of service pattern. This refers to the pattern according to which the customers are served. We have assumed that the customers are arriving according to Poisson distribution, where their arrival rate was lambda per hour. And with regard to service, we assume that they are being served according to a exponential distribution. The service time, the time it takes to service the customers, it is taking it follows an exponential distribution with mean service rate is equal to mu per hour. That means every hour the mu customers are being served. The service rate follows a exponential distribution, and mean service rate of this exponential distribution is mu per hour. Again, it does not mean that every hour mu customers are being serviced. Rather, it is the average service rate. That means in a steady state. When I'm saying steady state, that means in a long run. In a long run, on an average, mu customers are being serviced. Does not mean that every 1 hour new customers are being serviced, but in a long run, if we take the average of the customers being serviced, it is mu per hour. Then we have the single server model and multiple server model. In a single server model, the number of servers is 1. I have just taken the example of the bike service center where there was only one mechanic. So it was example of single server model. And suppose uh, we take the example of a doctor. The people who go and join the line at a doctor's chamber where there is only one doctor, then again it is an example of single server model. Then we have multiple server model. The example of multiple server model is, I have given you the example of immigration counter where there was a single line, but there are multiple counter. Whenever a counter is free, the people from the single line, they go and join the counter. They go on the counter and get served. Similarly, there could be multiple servers with dedicated queues, like I have given you the example of shopping malls or big bazaar example I have given you, where the counters have dedicated queues and people go and join those queues and they get served.